Hey guys, it's Dwayne here from Dewey HQ, and we are back at PAX Australia 2024. Now, we're here on day 2. I'm dressed as Captain Majima, and we're going to find out what everyone's favourite video game is, as well as their very first video game. So it'll be interesting to see what people pick, and let's go and find out. Let's head over to PAX now. Hey guys, it's Dwayne here from Dewey HQ, and I'm joined with
Vanilla Thriller.
And your first name is?
Ebony.
Ebony, nice to meet you. Tell me, Ebony, we're asking a couple of people at PAX today, essentially what the first ever game they played. Tell me, what was your first ever game that you played?
The one that I really got into was Kirby Squeak Squad on my Nintendo DS. Yeah, really I think I played a couple, maybe some Nintendogs in there, but that was the first game I really went hard at, and I still love it to this day. I remember pretty much everything about it. Really iconic game for me.
Barbie and the Island Princess for the DS.
I was waiting for a Barbie. I've been saying it all day. I'm like, I know there's going to be a Barbie at some stage.
Yeah.
What about you, Logan?
My first video game was, I think it was Spirit Tracks on the Nintendo DS, the Zelda game. Yeah.
It's not a bad choice, though. It's not a bad choice. 100%.
Oh, my very first video game, I think, was when I was 5 years old. I had a second-hand DS Lite in a mint green shade. It was Nintendogs.
I think, from memory, my first video game was Duck Hunt on the Super Nintendo.
So my very first game was Spyro 2 on the PS1. I've even got a tattoo of him on my arm right there. Wow. He's my baby.
I think my first game was probably Ocarina of Time. A classic answer, but I think that's basically how I learned to read. Just my parents reading the prompts, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just bumbling around. But I'd say that's probably my first game.
Oh, okay. So this is probably more my dad's fault. But the old Rare game Jetpack, one of the old arcade games back in the I think it was early '80s or so. Very easy gameplay loop, especially in the context of an arcade game. But that's probably what kickstarted a lot of it for me.
The first one I played, I think, was the very first Mortal Kombat game back in '92.
Which was on the Super Nintendo?
Nintendo.
I'll go even back further. Commodore 64. How's that one sound for you?
Very retro. That's what it sounds like to me.
Rygar. We've got Rygar, Wizard of War, all those arcade games.
My first video game would be Bobble and Bobble for PS1.
Now, I'm not as familiar with that game in particular. What did you actually do in that game?
So it's a platformer, and essentially you play as a little dinosaur character. Okay. It's solo or co-op, and you go around collecting items, fighting baddies to save your girlfriend.
Now, the other question I want to ask is, what's your favourite video game of all time then?
Oh, I probably clocked thousands of hours in Warcraft 3 shamelessly.
In Warcraft?
Yes, I can play that game forever, and people are still making maps to this day, so that's certainly an entertaining experience.
Favorite video game of all time is a classic. I have to say Earthbound. I first played it when I was 12 years old. Just the soundtrack, the characters, the gameplay, by far my favorite.
I think it's going to have to be Red Dead Redemption 2. I love Red Dead.
How good is Red Dead 2?
So good. I loved Red Dead 1, and then Red Dead 2 just took it up another notch. I think I preferred the story in Red Dead 1, but Red Dead 2 is just it was a big experience. It was just beautifully animated, beautifully just everything. Everything was gorgeous. Gorgeous game. I love it. And I love cowboys.
I think The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, for me, that was just such an amazing game.
That is a great choice.
Yeah.
Great choice. How about you?
I'll have to say Mortal Kombat.
Probably Mother 3. Not that we would know because Nintendo refused to release it outside of Japan and localize it. But yeah, very sad tale. Probably the closest thing we've ever gotten to a Greek tragedy in video game form. Yep. But a lot of other games that are coming out nowadays are starting to kind of almost get close to that mantle. Yep. But yeah, if you've never played Mother 3 before, I think the less you know going into it, the better. So just play it.
Honestly, as of this point, it probably is Persona 3 Reload. I'm a big fan of the Persona series, obviously, and I think they captured the essence of Persona 3 pretty well. Yeah. Outside of not having Katone, of course, but...
And my favourite game is Majora's Mask, hands down. Always my favourite game. I did some speedrunning over for a while. I've played it so many times. It's just top to bottom beautiful. I love it.
Honestly, probably Stardew Valley. Purely just, not only I find it's a really awesome game, but it's been there for me for a lot of really, really turbulent times. During, year 12, my exams, VCE, I played Stardew instead of studying, and it was a very, it's a very comfort thing. And then when I went overseas to study I would always play Stardew Valley with my friends to kind of feel like I was back at home. It's always something that I can go back to. I think the longest I've gone is like year 5 on a farm, but I just keep restarting and just trying new stuff and everything.
I know, I always try and speedrun like the first week or something and like maximize and optimize fishing and everything like that.
I am so filthy when it comes to like speed running it. I think the fastest I've completed the mines was Spring 25 on year 1.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's always, I'm so cutthroat with it. I'm very vicious when it comes to it.
I think I'd still Persona 4 Golden.
Mine's Xenoblade Chronicles 2, not 3 2. I love them all though.
Are your very favourite video game characters from that game in particular, or have you got a completely different pick?
Yeah, my favorite characters are from this game, definitely.
Then who is it?
Oh, favorite character? It's probably Nia from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The other cat girl.
Ah, man, that's a bit awkward, isn't it now?
Yeah, he likes my mum apparently. My favorite character, yeah, it's probably Noah. I love Noah.
Now that's less awkward, isn't it now? Do you have a video game crush in any game in particular, Eve?
Well, obviously Noah, but my first one was Yu Narukami, also from Persona 4 Golden. I had like all these pictures of him saved on my phone. Like I had like a folder full of screenshots from the anime and everything. It was crazy.
Look, he's a bit of a Chad. We get it. I understand it. I know what's going on.
Probably Fire Emblem character. Fire Emblem 8, there was this character called Tana. I just thought she was awesome, and yeah.
Does that make Arthur Morgan your video game crush?
I don't know. I actually prefer John Marston.
Oh, controversial.
I love John Marston. He's amazing. But I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll play Arthur.
I didn't know what to think about Arthur at first, but then I grew to love him as a character, and I actually prefer him over John.
Yeah.
Like, I like John, but I like Arthur Morgan. You're a good man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did warm up to him as well. At the start, I was kind of like, oh, this guy's a bit of a tosser. But then he was a bit better as time went on. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's because maybe Red Dead 1 was my first kind of rockstar cowboy game, and it was just amazing. It had a massive impact on me and my life, so it's just, yeah, I loved it.
I think.
You're going to say Catwoman, come on. Tell me that.
No, it was Lara Croft back in the day.
Lara Croft?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have too many. At the moment, Garrus from Mass Effect. I love him. I cherish him. I love him. I love him so much.
Is it the voice actor too?
Yeah, the voice definitely does it. But the way they introduce him, like Mass Effect 2, the way they introduce him with that like sultry walk-in, and he pulls back the helmet, like I'm sorry, but like, I mean, like aside from that, I love Wholesome from Baldur's Gate.
I know, I've seen a couple of Halsons getting around actually, and they look really good.
I'm eager. I want to say hello to a couple of them. No, I love Gale as well from Baldur's Gate. Oh, there's several others, but I'm just like, Garrus at the moment is taking up all of my heart. He's my boy at the moment.
You're probably expecting me to say Tifa, and yes, that is one, but I'm going to have to go with the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. Probably one of the greatest female characters ever written in the history of video gaming, and I probably don't really need to explain it if you've played MGS3 before, but everything, she's very strong, confident, very patriotic in a sense, always good to get the job done, and she's always thinking 5 steps ahead of everybody else, so it's going to have to be the boss.
My current video game crush is Silas from Love and Deep Space. It's a gacha game. He's my man. Even though my man is right here. He's beautiful. Chef's kiss. I'm curious what yours is.
Oh, no, it's basic answer, but no. Zelda Twilight Princess Edition. She's my favorite. She's a beauty.
Is it a cop out to say that Joker is now my crush?
No, not really. He's got a bit of swag going on there, doesn't he?
He does. He's got that hero energy, so I'm definitely after that.
Look, I feel like because I'm Majima right now, and he is one of my crushes, I'd have to say Kiryu. I mean, just a solid guy. Solid guy.
Is that you're embodying Majima too much that you're just like, Kiryu-chan?
Kiryu-chan. Oh, absolutely. You know it.
What is the best video game soundtrack of all time?
I got to bring it back to Spyro, I think, because Spyro, for a very long time, I was just falling asleep just listening to the Spyro soundtrack, specifically Spyro 3. I think Stuart Copeland really honed it in by that point, the essence of the Spyro soundtrack. So I would say Spyro 3.
It's a cross between the Persona 3 Reload soundtrack is just it's so boppy and enjoyable, but the Majora's Mask soundtrack, bringing it back to that, it just captures the atmosphere of that game so well. Every environment is just tied to its soundtrack so well. It's beautiful. Oh, I talk about it all day.
Oh, that's tough. I think No, I'd say maybe even Shadow of the Colossus might have the best soundtrack. I'd say Shadow of the Colossus. I love that. That soundtrack's just so epic. I could put it on and do some cleaning and feel like I'm just conquering the world.
Grand Theft Auto games are pretty good. Probably San Andreas.
Yeah, I'd be going the same one. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto, definitely San Andreas.
I would have to say Undertale. I mean, that's one that's really stuck with me. I mean, I had Megalovania as my alarm clock for like the past 10 years and it never fails to get me up.
Chrono Trigger still. It's still Chrono Trigger.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be obvious and say Xenoblade as a series. I don't know, probably. Which one? Probably two. Probably two.
2. I think 1 has a pretty good solid soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like I love Mechanical Rhythm. That's such a great song.
That's the good one.
I'm probably biased because I just played it, but I do love Mass Effect.
Mass Effect?
Yeah, the galaxy map. Yeah, that is. I love it. I love it. It's yeah.
See, that's what I love about asking that question because everyone has a totally different answer.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And it's, I mean, I love Stardew Valley. I love Stardew Valley's theme and everything, but I think Mass Effect at the moment has just kind of captured me a bit more. But I mean, ask me in like, I mean, Baldur's Gate, you know, I love that one too.
Any Ridge Racer game at all, but if we're going to go with the trend of racing games, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into the well, look up Enthusia Professional Racing on PS2, made by a bunch of ex-Konami composers. You cannot go wrong with any song on that track, on that game specifically.
I think if I was to say on the topic of racing in particular, I think I'd probably either say Cruisin' USA.
Yes. Yeah. It manages to hit all the right notes of like an arcade racing game. Just really loud, the loudest arcade cabinet in the arcade. You've probably done your job pretty well in that regard. And that Cruising USA does that in spades.
You know, the crazy thing is I don't play video games with sound on mostly. Really? Yes. Persona 5 Raw was probably one of the first because I was told to play it with sound. 100%. So I'm really enjoying that.
Persona forced you to play with the soundtrack. Would you say Persona's your favourite soundtrack then?
I would have to say so because it's the one I've listened to and I do enjoy it.
Now, Min, if people wanted to follow your cosplay journey, I know you said this is your very first cosplay. Where can people find you?
Yeah, I don't have like a social media account for cosplay. I guess like Min Biscuit is my handle on Instagram, so you could add me through there. That's Min MIN Biscuit. But otherwise, yeah, I don't really have any other social media. So I guess if you see me, say hi in physical real life.
Perfect. So, in other words, watch this space for when Min opens up her cosplay because I feel like this is just the start of a great journey that she's going to have.
Maybe. I don't know. It took me a long time to make this. And man, I had like 4 months of like dieting for this 6-pack and I'm dying to smash a curry. So I'm just like...
For the viewers, where could they find you on your cosplay journey?
So mine's Vaporhime, so that's VAPORHIME on Instagram.
I don't post very often, but I'm Dewish, DEWISH, just twice, and yeah, that's me.
If the viewers want to follow your cosplay journey, where can they find you?
You can find me at Boo Bug Bites on Instagram, TikTok. I have a YouTube video up. So yeah, just Boo Bug Bites across all platforms.
So you can find me at VanillaThriller_ on Instagram. I'm very much so just kind of taking things easy. If you want to pop in and say hi, have any questions, I do a lot of 3D printing, do a lot of sewing. But yeah, I'm just down to just meet people in the community and just, you know, share that passion with people, honestly.
So I'm on Instagram at Panther34. That's PANTHA34.
And you can get me on VP New Recruits on Instagram. But also you can find us if you hashtag Melbourne Dynamic Duo. You can find out what we're doing, charity events. If there's anyone wants us to appear at any comic events, comic and toy events, just shoot us a message and we'll get the Batwing and we'll be down there.
Well, thank you so much, Matt, for joining me on this interview and enjoy the rest of PAX.
No worries, you too.
Now, if people wanted to follow your cosplay journey, where could people find you?
I don't have one yet, but I should make one, shouldn't I?
You should. So watch this space and we'll see when Celine makes an account.
Yeah, so on Instagram, my name is Ali Jackie, so it's ALLYJACQUI.
And I'm on Instagram at Zegimite, that's underscore Zegimite, Vegemite with a Z, ZEGEMITE, with an underscore at the front.
UI. Oh my god, I need to go again. I'm so sorry. Oh, I broke my weapon again.
No!
I'm so sorry, can I go again?
They can go the bloopers. I broke my weapon, god damn it.
Again.
Special thanks to Rocket Comms, who organises PAX Australia, for providing me with a content creator badge this year. I'm really keen for next year's PAX Australia. Be sure, if you haven't seen the videos that I did last year for 2023, be sure to click on these 2 videos here. We interviewed some Persona and Overwatch cosplayers. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.